What's up everybody, this is Danny, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the two best dual camera systems on the market right now, the LG V30 versus the Galaxy Note 8. So the Galaxy Note 8 has an 8 megapixel front-facing camera that does 1440p video, and the LG V30 has a 5 megapixel front-facing camera that caps out at 1080p. So I'm walking right now, you can see what the stabilization is like. I'm going to switch in between the audio sources, so you let me know which one is the best. I'm going to take a ton of pictures while I'm here, and what I'm going to do is take video as well, test low light, all that stuff. So let's see which camera is the best. Let's start with the daylight pictures. All we're taking in auto mode because that's what people will use most. Remember, both have fantastic manual modes to adjust for the perfect shot. This is just the fairest way to compare. Most flagships take amazing daylight pictures, so both of these you should have zero problems, and the images look fantastic. But there are two things that I noticed after reviewing about 100 pictures, is that the Galaxy Note 8 has slightly better overall dynamic range. You can see how the Note 8 handles the clouds. There is more detail, less overexposure, but the LG V30 tends to land more towards the warmer colors, which is more natural, where the Note 8 lands towards the cooler side. When it comes to 4K video, they both look great. I was in a cab in Berlin when I shot this. This will give you an idea what the stabilization is like handheld on a slightly bumpy ride. It looks like the Note 8 is doing better for stabilization. Both sensors have optical image stabilization, but I prefer the Note 8 here. And in the walking test, you can really see it. While you could call the LG V30 a little bit more natural in the walking scenario, but you can clearly see that the Note 8 is doing a better job making this walking footage usable. I'm impressed. When it comes to the video, the V30 does have a huge advantage with this impressive manual video mode. Features you usually find in high-end cameras. The big deal is that you can shoot in a flat log format for the best flexibility in post-production, but you don't have to be a pro. You can just use the built-in filters or LUTs in the cine mode to get the cinematic video that you're looking for. This is a big deal if you like to create content on your smartphone. Also, the dual camera system on the V30 utilizes a super wide-angle camera for a secondary lens, giving you an angle that you can't get on most flagship phones. Personally, this is my favorite type of dual camera setup. The wide angle is priceless in situations where you want the entire scene in the frame. And with an improved f1.9 aperture, the low light and barrel distortion are vastly improved with the V30 over the G6. The Note 8 uses a more traditional 2x zoom for its secondary sensor. Nothing wrong with that, for that is the approach that most manufacturers are taking. You can get close-ups without loss of detail, and I wouldn't blame you if you like the setup better. And Samsung has a world's first also with optical image stabilization in the secondary lens as well, creating sharper images, and also has a new live focus mode similar to the portrait mode on the iPhone, where it gives you that depth of field effect that you would get maybe from a DSLR. And while it's not perfect, it works really well and produces some nice images. This is the popular mode that is missing from the LG V30. Now let's get to what everybody's been asking for, and that is low light. The LG V30 does have the brightest lens at this time with f1.6 aperture, and the Note 8 has an f1.7 aperture. Looking at a ton of photos, it's back and forth. They are both very good in low light, sharp pictures with lots of detail. The V30 in most cases ends up with a slightly brighter image with more natural color, but the Note 8 sometimes produces more detail in certain conditions. Both do very well with noise reduction, but I see the V30 does a better job with the blacks, especially in the sky. And it also handles bright artificial light better, like neon lights. The differences aren't huge, but noticeable. I can only attribute this to the brighter f1.6 aperture. Like in all pictures though, the main sensor is wider, so you do get more in the shot with the Note 8. Both very good though. When it comes to the video, the Note 8 has the advantage here, better noise reduction and colors as a whole. The V30 cranks up the ISO and more noise is introduced. Of course, in the manual mode, you can adjust this on the V30, but automatically the Note 8 does a better job with exposure and better color replication. The front-facing camera on the Note 8 I feel is much better overall. Low light is the best time to test this. Both aren't fantastic in low light, but the Note 8 has more detail, better colors, so if you're a selfie taker, the Note 8 will be your better choice. So what do you guys think? Which one do you prefer? The LG V30 with its wide-angle secondary camera, or the Note 8 with its 2x optical zoom and dual OIS camera system? Let me know in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this camera comparison. If you want more, make sure you let me know by smacking that like button. Subscribe for a lot more videos on these two phones, and I will see you guys in the next one.